Welcome to Sarah Lottie's. For today's glutes and core workout, you'll just need a set of light weights and an exercise band. If you don't have the equipment, that's okay. You can do this body weight only. We're going to start today by putting the band just around our ankles. And we'll start with a little spinal warm up. So we'll find ourselves facing our mat with our feet just about hip width distance apart, a little bit wider, just feeling the pressure of the band. Elbows underneath your shoulders, and then those fingertips can be out nice and wide. We're just going to start with both feet here. Nice point to the toes and flex. Little point to the toes and flex, just getting used to that band and starting to feel that spine. Chin stays slightly untucked here and squeezing shoulders behind your back. Let's keep that point in 3, in 2, and 1. Keep the point. We're just going to separate the band out and draw it in. Separate out, draw it in. Those toes can rest on the mat or they can hover just a little bit above, pressing your pelvis and pressing your forearms into the mat. We're getting a nice extension here of our spine, starting to wake things up. We're going to hold that band nice and tight in 3, in 2, and 1. Hold that band, little pulses, little out an inch, little in. Should be feeling those glutes by now. Little out, little in for 3, for 2, micro pulses, and 1. Now, we're going to rest the tops of the feet on the mat, and keeping the point, we'll draw left toes to the side of the mat, come back in, keeping that tension. Exhale, right toes come to the mat, and draw back in. Little out, and in, and out, and in. Whew, starting to feel my glutes right away, getting that activation. Nice passive stretch here as well. We're going to hold tension in 3. Hold tension, both toes out wide in 2. And 1, both toes out nice and wide. We're going to find a flex to the heel, little kick, and extend with a point. Flex kick, extend with a point. Flex kick, extend with a point. Flex kick, extend with a point. Gaze is at the front of your mat. We're going to hold that flex kick in 3. In 2, hold the flex kick, and 1, little up, little down. Just kicking those legs up to the sky, little up, little down for 3, for 2, for 1. Extend toes point. You can tuck the toes, tuck the chin, press into the shins. We're going to find a beautiful cat-cow stretch. Nice big flex of the spine. Big extension, nice arch in the low back. Hips can shift from side to side. Exhale, lift those hips up. And inhale, drop hips down, finding that extension. 1 more like that. Inhale, lifting up. And then exhale, coming down. Now, we're going to find a little bit of tension here with that band. Right knee is going to plant. We'll extend those left toes out and then draw them right back in. Extend left toes out, feeling that tension, squeezing your core. Draw that left knee in. Woo, extend toes out. Draw them back in. Extend out and draw back in. Now we're going to try to add on here. Extend right fingertips at the same time, and we can draw back in. Extend and draw back in. You can keep those fingertips to hover, and if it feels good and stable, you can draw elbow to knee, keeping that band around the ankle. Woo! Let's hold out fingers and toes in 3, in 2, and 1. Fingers and toes are out. We're going to find some lateral pulses. Little out, little in, little out, little in, out to opposite sides of the body, staying stable in that core. Let's hold it out to your furthest point in 3, in 2, and 1. Furthest point, little out for 5. For 4, we switch in 3, in 2, and 1. Back to neutral. Draw in. Nice big stretch. Now, same thing here on the other side. We'll keep that left leg planted, and we'll just start by extending those right toes out, drawing that right knee back in, extending right toes out, and drawing right back in. Extend out and back in. Now, if that feels good, let's add on another layer. This time as leg points out, left fingertips come in, and back down. Left fingertips out and back down. Left out and back down, lifting, scooping through that core. Now this time, we can add on elbow to knee. Extend out, finding that tension. Elbow to knee. Find that tension. Elbow to knee. Find that tension. Fingertips and toes out in 3. Nice straight line in 2. And 1, lateral pulses out to the side and in. Out to the side and in. Little out and in and out and in. Let's hold it out in 3. Little pulses in 2. And 1. Just little pulses out to the side. You got 5 for 4 for 3 for 2 and 1. Back to center. Finding that neutral. Pressing back. Woohoo! We're going to be working the outer sides of the body here, so we'll find a nice little warm-up. We can lie down, keeping that band just around the ankles, and you're going to find a nice position here on your side. You'll have your feet in line with your hips, a flex to the foot, meaning those toes are drawing back to you, scooping up through that rib cage, even if it doesn't leave the ground, just thinking about staying active in that oblique. It's a little press up and releasing some of that tension. Little press up, releasing some of the tension. Now, depending on how thick your band is, this can feel like 1,000 pounds. So if it feels like too much, if you're getting any pain that isn't your muscles working, you can feel free to ditch the band. This will still be quite hard, just using the weight of your leg. Now, that left hand can tent in front of you. If you press it down, it'll actually help you lift up that leg a little bit higher. It's giving you another point of leverage here. We're going to hold it up high in 3, in 2, and 1. Little pulses, really feeling that backside body. Now, make sure you're not crumbling in that posture, staying nice and tall. Shoulders away from the ears, we're pulsing for 3. Hold it for 2, and 1. Hold it up high, knee comes in, and extend, press out. Knee comes in, extend, press out. Now, if you've got those weights handy, if you want to challenge that balance, hip stability, you can have a weight up nice and high in the air. Another great use of that weight is holding it over your hip, keeping things nice and steady. Just another extra challenge here. Woo! All right, we're going to hold that knee in 3. Hold the knee in 2. And 1. Let's hold it in. Little pulses up an inch. Woo! And down. Little up, little down. You've got 5 for 4. Can you go higher? You have 3. You have 2. You have 1. Extend that leg. Toes come to touch. You have the weight can come down. Woo! Spicy one. We'll keep the band exactly around our ankles, and then we're going to give it a little shuffle up, meaning to the knees, and we'll come back into an all-fours position here. Now, in our all-fours position, we're still going to work that left side, but we're going to bring that right forearm down. We'll find some fire hydrants here. So we'll open up and extend out at a diagonal. Bend and close. We open up, extend at the angle, bend, and we close. We open, extend, and bend, and close. Now, this is a nice full body exercise. It's definitely targeting the glute med here, that side booty, as well as the glute minimus. Very important muscles when we find rotation, as well as that abduction and adduction, moving leg away from the body. We are going to hold those toes extended in 5. In 4, hold the toes extended in 3. In 2, and 1. Toes are extended. Drop them down. Exhale up. Inhale, drop them down. Exhale, we drop up. Inhale, down. Exhale, we drop up. Inhale, down. And exhale up. We're going to hold it high in 3. Find some pulses here in 2. And 1. Little up an inch. Little down. Little up. Little down. For 5. For 4. You've got 3. Lift up in that right arm. You've got 2. And 1. Knee comes halfway in. Up an inch and down. Last set of pulses here. You have 5. Foot can flex. You've got 4. Make sure the knee's not dropping for 3. 2. And 1. Draw it in. Holy smokes. Push yourself back. Really good job. we're going to hit that second side right away before we can even think about what's happening. So let's shuffle down. That band just around your ankles. And that left side gets a little bit of a massage as we lie down on it. A little passive body massage. We'll find those feet hip-width distance apart. Scooping up that oblique, head can rest in the hand. Now to start, feet are flexed. We're just drawing up and down. Little up, little down. Pressing up and down. Little up and down. Now trying to keep that tension the entire time. We don't want that band to go slack. Depending on the heaviness of your band, it might feel like it's 1,000,000 pounds. Mine's starting to feel that way. We're going to hold it up high in 3, in 2, and 1. Little pulses here. Little up an inch, little down, little up, little down. Got 5. You've got 4. Hold it 3, and 2, and 1. Oh, give it a little rest. Now, if you have that weight and used it on the other side, you can feel free to hold it up here. We're drawing in and extending out. Drawing that knee in, keeping knee and heel and hip in one long line, and extending out. Now you can always drop that weight, keeping your pelvis nice and steady, or trying not to rock the hips side to side. Maybe with that weight, just getting a little extra balance challenge, a little extra core. You saw me move my foot back ever so slightly. Sometimes the bottom leg can nudge forward. It's the body's way of trying to help out. But we don't need that help. We're strong. Let's hold that knee in 3. We'll find those pulses of doom in 2 and 1. Little up an inch, little down. Whoo, she burns. Little up, little down for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Extend, drop down. That weight can come down as well. Oh my goodness. Tenderize as you need. And we're going to spin. We will scoop up our band so it's just above our knees. We're going to find that nice tabletop position. Left forearm's going to come down this time. We're going to open up the leg, fire hydrant, and extend and bend and close. It's an open, extend to the diagonal, and bend and close. Little open, extend, and bend and close. Now, we've worked that left leg already, and now it has a stabilizing position. So similarly, the right leg started with that stabilization in basically an isometric hold, supporting most of our body weight. So if that right side is feeling a little more fatigued than your fresh left side, that's okay. It's by design. Let's hold those right toes out in 3. Find that first set of pulses in 2 and 1. Rather than pulses, I mean those toe tabs dropping down and up. We will get to the pulse. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down and exhale up. You can tent those fingers for a little bit more intensity on the glute. Let's hold it up in 3. Hold it up in 2 and 1. Hold it up, little up an inch, little down. Can you press into that mat, drawing yourself away? You have 3. You have 2. Bend the knee in and 1, and then little up an inch, little down. Little up, little down for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Knee comes in. Wow, good job. Big pushback here. Oh my goodness. That felt great. Makes you feel alive. We're going to take the band off. Thank goodness we don't need you right now. And let's dive into a little bit of core. We have a little bit more on the legs here as well coming up, but we'll give those glutes just a little bit of a break. So let's lie down. Always feels so good to lie down. Toes come up nice and high overhead, and we'll find those weights here. Now, hands can face each other or out, and we're going to lift the shoulders up. Left toes drop down, come up, and right toes drop down, draw back up. It's an inhale down as you keep this leg nice and straight. Exhale up. It's an inhale down, exhale up. Think about the leg that's up high as pulling as you kind of let the leg drop down below with control. Exhale, squeeze up. Anytime those toes are coming to your body, whether it's the stationary leg or the leg that's drawing back up, think of it as a pull. Whew. Let's hold. Left toes down in 5. In 4, left toes down in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's find those left toes down to the ground. Good. And little up an inch, little down with those toes. Little up, little down for 5. For 4, we're holding in 3, in 2, and 1. Hold it here, elbows down. Exhale, press up. Head can always rest down. For more core, you've got those shoulders off of the ground. Whew. Holding steady, we have 3, we have 2, and we have 1. Hands up, toes up. We're dropping those right toes down. Good. Let's find that pulse. Little up an inch, little down for 5. For 4, we hold in 3, in 2, and 1. Hold it. You've got 5 shoulder presses here. Again, head can be down or head can be up. Slight tuck of the chin. Gaze is diagonal. Let's see here, friends. You've got 2. And you have got 1. Press up, toes up, bend in. Give yourself a nice little hug, little roll. Big stretch up above. Good job, my friends. Now, we're going to find ourselves in a nice upright position here. And we'll find left leg in tabletop. Right toes can come to that tabletop as well. We're going to keep legs squeezing together or hip width distance apart, whatever works for you. Going to make sure those weights are just ahead of our hips here. Torso stays steady. And we're going to roll the hips to the side. Gaze stays extended. Extend the legs. Bend. We inhale through center. Extend. Exhale to bend and to twist. We inhale, extend. Exhale to bend and twist. Inhale to extend and bend and twist. So again, we're getting that hip mobility, a little bit of a massage here too for those glutes that we just worked. We're getting some rotation in the body, finding that differentiation between upper and lower body. So torso stays as steady as you can. You're not slumping into those shoulders. Extending the legs, rotating through center. Let's hold those knees off to the left side in 5. Knees to the left in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. Knees are off to that left side. Gaze stays forward. Open the right leg and close. We open the right leg and we close. Can we lift that left leg off the ground just a little bit? We're squeezing, working the glutes, working that stabilizing oblique, staying up and out of the shoulders. Hold it up high in 3, in 2, and 1. Come to your highest point. Little crunch, little crunch, little crunch like you're a panini for 5, for 4, for 3. Exhale, inhale for 2, and 1. That arm comes down, rotate to center, shake those legs out ever so slightly. Hello, dog. I don't know if you can see the dog in the frame. He's looking at me like, what are you doing? All right, we're going to draw those legs into a tabletop position. We're finding that twist here on the right side. Extend the legs, supported in the upper body. We open, we close. We open and close. Can you draw that bottom leg up? We open and close, and open and close. Let's hold those toes together in 3. Find that panini press in 2, and 1. Draw the legs up, reach wrist to your ankle. You've got 3. You can press into that right arm. You've got 2. So much core working hard. And 1. Inhale. Let's bring it back to center. Knees come down. Nice big stretch. Woo! We're almost there, my friends, I promise. Now, we're going to grab those weights that are right by our waist here and find feet hip width distance apart. Start with the elbows down, and then we're going to press into the feet, scoop out through that low core, lift your hips up nice and high to the sky. Hands are going to come up, and elbows will drop down. Exhale, squeeze, everything lifts, feeling that core driving you. Inhale, hips and elbows come down. Exhale, drawing up, and inhale, drawing down. Now you can shuffle that right foot a little closer to your body. This time we're going to lift up, and then we're going to find an extension in that left leg. Knee bends, we drop down. We press extend, we bend and lower. Press, extend, and bend and lower. Press, extend, and bend and lower. It's exhale to inhale. Press, extend, and bend and lower. Let's hold it extended in 3, in 2, in 1. Hold those toe extended. Flex the foot, draw it down. Woo, and press up. Flex it down and point it up. Flex it down, point it up, keeping that right hamstring nice and steady. Let's hold that leg in line, both knees in line in 3. We'll find some pulses in 2 and 1. Up an inch and down on that right side for 5. For 4, soft bend to those elbows. You have 3, use that glute. 2 and 1. Left knee comes down. And then we can lower the hips all the way. Give those legs a little shake. We do have 2 legs, so we'll do the same thing here on the other side. Elbows bent. And we'll just start both legs here. Shake things out. Press up. And then squeeze with control down. Press, lift up. Squeeze with control on the way down. 1 more just like that. Press, lift. And lower on the way down. Now this time we're going to shuffle that left leg a little bit closer. We'll press, lift. Leg comes to tabletop. Then we extend, bend, and lower. We press to lift, extend, bend, and lower. Press to extend. Woo! We bend, and we lower. Press to extend. Woo! We bend, and lower. All right, we are going to hold those toes out in 5. Lift with that core. You've got 4. We'll find that leg lower in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's hold it up. Flex, come down, point, draw up. Flex it down, point, draw it up. Keep the hips steady as she goes here. We're going to hold it in line in 3. Pulsing that left leg in 2 and 1. Find a point to those toes, little up an inch, little down on that left side, little up, little down for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right foot comes down, slowly lower it all. Oh my goodness, such a good job, my friends. Now, we are going to find those legs up in tabletop again, and hands are going to meet just above those shins. We inhale to extend, exhale to squeeze. Inhale, extend, exhale to squeeze. We try to keep the shoulders lifted the entire time. Slight tuck to your chin, gaze stays to that diagonal. See if you can get those legs just hovering over the mat. We want a neutral spine, meaning there can be a little bit of lift of that lower back, about enough for a blueberry. Let's hold our hands over the shins in 3, in 2, and 1. The hands are over the shin. We extend up and out, squeeze in and out, in and out. Good. In and out. So good. Let's hold everything in 3. Hold everything in 2. Everything in and 1. So good. We're bending and we're going to rotate over, right elbow to left. Inhale to center. Woo, exhale to twist. Inhale over, exhale to twist. Inhale and exhale. It's inhale and exhale. Good. Now, if you want a little extra, you can reach with that opposite hand, getting a little bit more stability work in that core, making sure that the leg that stays in tabletop isn't drooping down. So we're trying to keep those toes parallel to the ground the entire time. We're going to hold it to center in 3, in 2, and 1. Hold it to center. Nice big stretch overhead. Those weights can come by your side here, my friends. We're going to give ourselves a couple of rolls up, and we're going to grab our band. We get to lay down again, though. So the band's going to come just over our knees. We're going to go back to some bridges. with a little bit of a twist. Again, the weights can just be by your waist. Now, we're going to squeeze the inside of your feet together. Heels squeeze, and we're going to try to make a little butterfly. So we've got our feet pressing together here, and we're going to find a nice lift of those legs and a lower down. Exhale, squeeze, lift, feeling those glutes. Inhale, come down. Exhale, squeeze up. Inhale to come down. Now, once that feels good, you can grab those weights. It's a press up and slow control to come down. We're on the blade edge of your feet here. Feet press together and inhale to come down. Press, squeeze, and come down. Now, this time, as we hold up, we're going to find pulse 1, 2, 3, and then slowly lower down. We press up, we pulse 3, 2, 1, we slowly lower down. Exhale, we lift, we pulse 1, 2, 3, and slowly lower down. We press up, we're going to hold it up here in 3, hold it up high in 2, and 1. We hold it up high, it's just a pulse, little out, little in. Now palms can face each other, and we can pulse the arms as well, okay? Little out and in, and out and in, little out and in, and out and in, making sure those hips are not dropping. We're pressing, squeezing up. You can speed up that pulse, but keep it in control. Let's hold it out to that furthest point in 3. Just a high hold in 2, and 1. Hold it out for this point. Chest flies drawing down. Exhale, squeeze up. Chest flies draw down. We're really working those transverse abdominals and obliques to keep us steady as we find a stressor, aka these little dumbbells, on either sides of us. So we're working that core in an isometric hold. Woo, but it has to work in a stabilization manner. We're working those glutes with that resistance band on if they've drooped. Press up. Let's hold weights overhead in 3, in 2, and 1. Weights are overhead, little up an inch, little down. This is it, that's all. You've got 5. We get to stretch after this, my friends. You've got 4. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly lower those hips down. Feet can find the ground, heel, toe. Elbows come down. Gently release the weights. Now the weights can just come off to the side. And we're going to find this band will be used in a more fun, friendly fashion. Let's just find a nice stretch. The band can wrap around that left leg. Find a point to the toe, a flex to the toe, a little point to the toe, and a little flex. That right palm can come to the ground. I can find a little lateral stretch here, out to the side. And draw it back in. Let's do that again. Exhale out to the side. And draw it right back in. Good. All right. One more hamstring stretch here. You might find a little bend. You get a little bit more length. And then we'll cross one leg over the other. The leg that had the band, I started my left. We're going to reach behind. That band can drop on the ground, and you can either hold the shin or the thigh, whatever feels good. Little tilt to the pelvis, getting a little bit more release. For a more intense stretch, left palm can rest on that knee. Just a gentle tug, or a gentle push, I should say. Just feeling that release here in the glute, the hamstring, that side booty. Right. Let's bring this leg to tabletop. Give both legs a little shake. We'll start with that figure 4 on this side. Crossing right ankle over left knee. Ooh, and finding that nice, gentle release. Can go side to side, releasing anything in your low back. And for a little more intensity, that right hand can rest and press ever so gently against your knee. Nice way to release all of that work. All right, left foot can drop down. I'm going to find this leg in a nice neutral position. Find the band. And we'll loop it around the foot. Left leg can slide out. Oh, we'll find a gorgeous stretch here of that hamstring. Pressing up. Little point to the toe. Flex. And a point. and a flex.
Find that lateral stretch here as well. Palm resting down.
That pelvis steady. And draw in. And a little out. A little in. Keep that nice hamstring stretch. Left can come to join. Give a little underhand grip. Oh, and we can stretch both legs at the same time. Friends, thank you so much for working out with me. We've done it 30 minutes on the clock. You can feel free to look at all of my other workouts. This one focused on glutes and core, but I've got full body workouts. I've got just arm workouts, just core. Let me know what you thought of this, and thank you so much, friends.